Morning guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm making up some dividers. You've seen them just hanging around, but I'm now making them up at the right size. I'll try and give you a measurement. You probably all can work it out anyway, you're not silly. But they're about just under 155 long by about 210 high. So they're what I'm making up. I just got one template. I'm using that. And off that, I'm making more of them. I just grabbed this stuff here. It's pretty thick plastic, like divider plastic, but it all comes out of these things like this. This monitor here has this type of plastic in it. And once it gets to a point where no one's going to use it anymore, they throw them out or give them away for free. And you get them for free all over the place, and you probably get 3 pieces of this out of there, maybe even 4. Just depends what model and what refraction they've got inside it. Now, saying that, you just have to cut it virtually. So mine aren't perfect, and I'm not saying they are, but get yourself a nice good pair of scissors and get into it and start cutting them up. You know what you're doing. I don't have to tell you. So we're just going to cut that up there. It's nice and thick anyway. So that's thick enough between the cells that I'm happy, although I've just lost my position. I'll just redo that. Anyway, that's what I'm talking about today. It's a quick tip. So that's me 2 pieces. So now we'll go and move the batteries, which are sitting on the floor over here, and put them into the server rack. Okay guys, I've put a bit of lighting in there so you can see what I'm doing. Just popping them in there like that. They fit quite well. They're not perfect by any means. And yeah, there's a lot of guys out there would probably go, oh my God, I should do it myself. I'm getting it for nothing. I can redo it if I need to. And I'm just going to grab 2 batteries. The next 2, I've got another sheet. I'll pop that in. I'll do another 2. But that you can get the idea. I put one of the subscribers suggested putting rubber hose on there. Now that's all good, but these are a little tiny bit too big, so you have to cut it. So what I'm going to do is zip tie along the sides, or maybe not zip tie. I might put a bit of heat shrink, little bits of heat shrink along the way. That way I'm not going to have it pierce the batteries in any way, shape or form. I don't want that to happen. So yeah, what's your thoughts? Love to hear them. Also, I'm working on the busbars I made. I saw Andy had problems with it, so I decided to file them all down. I realised that they're not exactly flat, so I'm giving them a good file. I might show you how I'm doing the filing in a minute. I'm going to have to pull the light out, which is sitting down there, because it's going to be in the way. And we'll get that done and do a bit of filing. Fitted all the batteries now, they're all in. Sorry about my face being there. I fitted them all in, and now I've got to top balance them. I've got to put some heat shrink on the sides here. That won't be hard. I'll just take those off and then tighten it up. Now I could have probably gotten away with a little bit less on the sides here, as you can see, but that gives me a bit of room to move. May give me an option or 2. Not sure yet. I'm sure someone will think of something I can do with this spare bit of area. And I just have to fit the parts over here. So I could probably move the whole thing that way. That's my first thought. And that will give me more room on this wall over here. It'll give me more room on the wall, on the wooden wall, to put a couple of bits and pieces. Now, I don't know whether I'm allowed to put it on the wooden wall or whether I've got to attach it here. Don't know where I'd get sidewalls for a server rack, but I'm sure there's some somewhere. I don't know why they took them out of this. Probably to use the steel for something else. But that's my start, and now I'm going to go over and do a little bit of filing. probably the time that the board people would just go away, because I don't think that anyone wants me to watch me doing filing unless you've never done filing before. There is two options. I can go sideways, which, if you can see, if you come in close, if I can get you in close, I don't think I can get you in closer, down here, and I will go that way. And that way I can see the lines, the grain coming into it. You know that that's flat and it's nice and shiny. It's the other side where I have the problems. Normally on the other side, you can see the pitting. It's the other side will be a lot harder normally. You can see in the center it's not really taking up the thing, so if I go like that to level it off a little bit, once it gets close I'll go long ways. And the reason I go long ways is to get those, to take it all off. I could go that way, but that doesn't give me a constant what do you call it, plane. So if I go the other way, yeah, so that's what I'm doing. Now, one other thing I wanted to bring up, I got this the other day. It's I think it's a GV RX 460 WF20C-2 gig. Right, there's no power, it doesn't turn on. I plugged it into a tower. There's no power to it. The fans aren't turning on. I've got nothing coming out of the HDMI port. Never used a DP port in my life. And I didn't have the right connector for the DVI port. What I'm thinking of doing is popping this over to Brett, if Brett wants to leave a message, and getting him to have a look at it. No good to me, Brett. If you want to keep it, you keep it. Once I get another one, I'll send one over to you, and then you can post it back. Anyway, we'll talk about it. Yeah, so that's it for this video. I'll finish doing these because I've got to get them on, and hopefully in the next video we'll be working a little bit more on other things. It's starting to get to autumn, and I will start hooking things up, hopefully.